If you've spent any time driving around town, you've probably seen the art of Bill Reid. It's pretty hard to miss. The size, the colors. Well, he visited me here on Racine and Me not too long ago, so I wanted to pay him back with a visit of my own on his own home turf. This is what I saw.
It's a nice day to go for a ride in a Flamingo. It's got a little door. It has a little door with a little latch. There are no seat belts, unfortunately. And then I'm ready to roll. It's actually steel wire frame like I make the other sculptures, but then the skin is the clear packing tape. It seems like I've been here a bazillion years. I was actually born in Buffalo, New York, and I kind of spent a lot of growing up time in Ohio, but we moved here in the summer of '68. I make things a certain way. There probably aren't a lot of people making things like this. Or it usually starts with a little word. I was thinking, what would a real unicorn look like? It would obviously be a cob of corn with a unicorn's horn. And this one has nice like corn leaves. And like I say, the staff has a cob of corn too. It's just using total logic, I think. But I've made so many things that I kind of know how to go about it. It's a total steel guitar. Very rich and really rich sound. The steel just welds together without any flux or anything. So it's really elemental that way. There's an instrument called a kalimba. This actually has really nice, rich sounds, I think. That's kind of the prettiest sound these things make. The paintings become more important. At the beginning, I really wasn't painting them. They look really raw steel and kind of a neat, like Mad Max look or something. And my painting, I think, has gotten a lot better over the time. And again, it's a really good example of me really messing up the English language because it's called Whale Tales of Great Emotion. So it's very emotional, as you can tell, because there's a little tear in a boat here crying. It's a very touching piece. And it also moves along. It's like a little car, too. Sometimes I'll go and I don't know what color I'm gonna paint it. And I decide after it's actually made. Turning his carrot tail right now makes his head go up and down, and eating the astronaut. It's actually based on, in the Victoria Albert Museum in London, is one of my favorite sculptures of all time, which is a lion eating an Englishman. And it's about this size. And it's a great sculpture. So this is kind of my updating of it. I thought, well, if we updated the lion eating Englishman, the only logical thing would be to have a big bunny rabbit eating an astronaut, because that is very in tune with the times. So there's really no imagination about this. I just made it up. Our house is getting a bit full of stuff. So, and my wife gets a little annoyed if I keep bringing big things home. I made some smaller dodos. I just thought I really want a dodo with presence. Because I've been a lot of museums. I've never seen a really big dodo sculpture. Most of the ones you'll see in the house, I just felt I had to do them. This one is a high-heeled swordfish, and it's also like the instruments. Makes noise too. The flowers pop up and down. This is one of the more complicated mechanical ones. I don't know if you recognize the profile, but this is kind of I'm making a Calatravesty out of the Calatrava in Milwaukee. It's Wisconsinated because it's got this little deer, painting deer crossing signs. But I also have always liked folk art, whatever you want to call it, folk art. People who do these things out in their backyard just because they had got to do it. It's great. Again, playing with words, this is a northern light. It's a northern pike. But like at night, the light, when it shines through these holes, it just goes against the ceiling and stuff, makes really cool patterns. I've probably made at least 10 northern lights because if I ever wanted to make money or something, I should make northern lights more often. I think I'm fairly well known, but it is kind of nice to be in Racine where it's kind of a hideaway. I mean, definitely not in Los Angeles or New York. She's a wallabeast of burden because she's got her 3 little kitties here making, like the ones just banging on a drum like crazy, and the other ones are yelling and screaming and fighting. But she's also carrying an anvil with a bee on top of it. But the bee's got a flower, it's trying to help out. I'm thinking about making a loon next, although people do love pink. This really shows up. Yeah, I made the steering wheel. I changed the seat around. I think I used to be way reserved, way reserved. But now I've done a bunch of goofy things, and You know, you can do a lot of goofy things around here, and often people don't even pay attention. Like, if I ride this flamingo down the street, some people will go crazy. Other people won't even know what's happening. It's amazing what people aren't looking at. So you just do what you have to do, I guess. See how, I don't know how people respond to these things. I would have a hard time ignoring a pink flamingo on the street.
And here's where you can find more information on Bill Reid if you want to learn more about what he has out there.